Welcome back to Scaredy Cat.
Not every room is going to be full of clues.
We are heading over to the other tower now. Let's see. This is what, the Pointers, I think that's their name. This is Poppy.
Are you a ghost?
Sally! That's rude! Unless she is a ghost.
It may come as a disappointment, but I am alive.
Ah,
That makes you a suspect, I'm afraid.
I know.
what's your name?
My name is Poppy. I'm a pointer. And a pianist.
We'll need to ask you a few questions about Freya.
I know.
Hey, you're pretty good.
All in the wrist. And 13 years of dedicated practice.
Self?
I'm just me. There's nothing to know.
How are you related to the other Pointers?
My father is Percival Pointer. The professor spends most of his time hidden away in his tower. Barely speaks to anyone these days. Especially not the fellows.
Do you get on with the fellows?
2 of them. Fifi and Freya are my closest friends.
Aw.
We all turned 19 last year.
Do people ever leave Tangle Tower? I don't mean to be rude. It's just, if you're 19...
You don't have to answer that, Poppy.
It's a fair question. I'd like to move away. Definitely. Fifi, Freya, and I would often talk about it, argue about it. Freya wanted to leave, but Fifi... Things are more complicated for her.
What about now?
After what happened, I really don't want to stay here much longer.
And yesterday?
3.5 hours of piano practice. Soon as I wake up. Same as always.
3.5. Does that not hurt your hands?
Sure.
And you do this in the music room?
No, I prefer to practice in my room. When I make mistakes, I like to make them in private.
What did you do after that?
I was supposed to meet Fifi in the library, but I totally forgot. When I finally got down there, she'd already gone. I checked her bedroom, but it was locked.
Was Fifi not in there?
No idea. She keeps her door locked either way. So I went back upstairs and out into the moonlight garden.
The what?
The little garden on the roof outside my room.
Was it just you up there?
No. Fitz came outside after a while. His room's on the other side. He's been teaching me about flowers.
So, did you talk to him?
Not really.
You ignored each other.
I didn't say that. Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds. I've been trying to
Oh, the
decide
garden
how to describe
is connected between the two?
but I'm struggling. It was like something drilling into a piece of metal, but different. Worse. I was pretty sure it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there to check. Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. I knew Freya and Flora were both supposed to be in there, so I made Fitz kick down the door. I went inside. Freya was lying on the floor.
Flora was in the room too?
Yeah. I think she realized what had happened at the same moment I did. I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi. Her door was still locked, but I knocked and shouted at her. Eventually, she let me in. The lights were off, but I could see she'd already been crying. I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry. First time I've ever seen her angry. I dragged her out into the hall. My father was there too, for some reason. The 3 of us went back up to Flora's tower. Then Felix arrived. He had Penny with him. Fifi had this idea. She wanted to do some kind of scientific test. She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes. After she was done, she went back upstairs and I went back to my room.
That's it?
That's it.
This does make it a little bit confusing because she just called, I believe, Penelope, the one with the red hair, Penny. And then Fifi is also Fiona. Locked, okay. Yeah, so Fifi is Fiona.
Between the lips, a
Oh.
silver spoon, a a story written all too soon. The chosen dwelling of her heart, unjustly chosen to depart. Lost her liberation lays in the center of a maze.
I thought I was pulling up the case file. I didn't realize I was asking about other people. Okay. And then we can ask about items as well? Oh, something I thought of when I last played here. In the painted model, we saw this bird with the red feathers, right? Where did we see that again? I can't remember. But it seems like this bird is part of their family. I find that curious. Although, wait a minute. This right here is Freya. Fiona's their daughter. Freya is their niece.
All right. Poppy's bedroom is unlocked.
I wonder what's in there.
Okay,
Oh, whatever it is, it's playing a little trumpet.
Well, it is the music room. He's got to practice.
What's with all the broken glass?
ooh. Chinese statue. Oh, this is cracked too. Holding a large horn. There's a noticeable crack running along the length of the statue's horn. So it had like a glass, like disc in it or something that broke when the rest of it cracked.
Who plays the violin, I wonder?
It's pretty dusty, so I'm guessing nobody.
Right, there's not really anything of note here, so let's run out. I do want to see... is that her room? No, this side was locked. This is her room. They're kind of just like inundating you with a lot. Ooh, what's this?
It's a
It's
metronome.
a puzzle?
For keeping time.
Psst.
It's ticking. Is it a bomb?
It's supposed to be ticking. Not sure what those symbols are, though.
Oh. So this moves those two. All 4 metronome dials up to the hoop at the top. Okay. Reset everything back to the way it was. That one. Lion plus. We don't have one. Square. Nice. Okay. I got that quicker than I expected.
There we go.
Perfect.
And that was just luck, by the way. I was just pushing buttons at that point.
What happened?
Little hatch unlocked in the back.
Anything in there?
Mm-hmm. It's a photograph.
A photograph.
Part of a photograph.
The other part. Oh. Oh, the bright pink cassette. Is she... Did she leave the tower? Because I don't think we've seen her. The blonde hair and the pink cassette. She probably gave Freya that cassette. Now, let me read this real quick. Rip photo shows a young girl, blonde hair, pink clothes, using a bright pink cassette player with matching headphones. The rest of the photo shows Freya and Fifi was hidden in Freya's room. Yep, we saw that.
There's something about that pink cassette tape.
Yep.
Something suspicious.
Let's ask Poppy about it.
Oh, I guess we're going now. So we can come in here and ask about crack
Does
cassette.
this
Here we go.
belong to you, Poppy?
Now that's not really my style, is it?
No.
But who else would own a tape like this?
Literally anybody?
Can we show her the ripped photo? The other ripped photo?
I don't know what that is.
What?
Weird, considering we found it hidden in your room.
Well, my room is full of junk. The There's probably a bunch of stuff hidden in there.
Come on, girl.
I don't mean like... Please stop talking to me.
Ooh. Does not want to talk about it. Honestly, though, it looks like we might have to ask Fifi about
This
it.
is a photo of Fifi and Freya, right?
Yeah.
How come you're not in it? You're friends with them too, aren't you?
I'm not really one for photographs.
Fifi looks like she really admires Freya.
Fifi's loyalty to Freya is unshakable.
Wait, could this have been her?
I don't know what that is.
Is that Poppy?
Weird, considering we found it hidden.
Well, my room is full of junk. There's
Is that Poppy before she went goth mode? Interesting. Cracked
don't
horn?
look at me. I didn't break it.
Does anybody else use the music room?
Yes. I don't know who, but I can tell when somebody else has touched the piano.
What do you make of the statue?
I know that's the only harp in the whole of Tangle Tower. I've never actually seen a real one.
Maybe it's from before your time.
Oh, definitely. See how old this statue is?
What about the symbols? One of them looks like piano keys.
Yeah. Weird.
Okay. I think we're good with that. Let's do the rest of the tower. Well, let's see if there's anything else in this room.
There's a name for this kind of piano. You know, these ones that
Upright
stand
piano?
Sheet music, presumably for piano.
It's only a few notes. I'd barely even call that music.
Yeah, it's been framed.
Yes,
though.
play it, play
Must
it, play
be
it.
important for some reason.
Feel like it's a code. Feel like it's a code. Play it on the piano. Something will pop open.
Various handmade posters.
What do you think those symbols mean?
Hopefully, nothing.
There's an eye on the floor, too.
Ah, yes, a giant symbol drawn in chalk on the floor. Always a good omen.
It's an eye.
That is the bed of a vampire.
I thought vampires slept in coffins.
This is a vampire who needs firm support for their lower back.
It's gotta be. Sorry, a tangent here. This photo has to be Poppy. Because it was hand-played piano music, right? That was on that tape?
Anything in the wardrobe?
Dresses mostly. I never realized there were so many shades of black.
Yeah, they're called gray. Alright, I think... What's this?
A big
Oh, the-
glass door
The lock into the garden.
leads out into a garden. Somehow.
There's a little mechanism by the handle.
Are we not gonna know what this is either? Yes, we do.
Something happened.
That must be it.
They have matching locks.
And
I still feel like we made some sort of progress.
Yes, we definitely made some sort of
Didn't
progress.
we
Let me
we
see.
did, but
Oh, so it's 1 and then 3 in the bottom. Let's go.
It's locked.
I
But
thought we
we
were.
are.
What's that thing by the handle?
It made a noise.
I guess that was right. Finally, it's open.
Whatever's on the other side.
Rooftop garden. Oh, headphones on a...
It's another little statue, doing a really bad job of hiding in the bushes.
He's playing a lute this time.
He's also wearing headphones.
Well, they're not part of the statue.
Yeah, I see that.
And they're not headphones. They're earmuffs.
Earmuffs.
Giant stone
Find
frog.
3
Love it.
statues of a certain amphibious creature. Nice.
Ah, he's got his tongue out like he's catching snowflakes.
Except those aren't snowflakes. They're feathers.
Feathers. are mostly found resting on the tongue of the large stone frog. 4 different colors, no red and white.
It's a rose bush, growing on a little patch of bluish soil. Apart from a couple of loose petals on one side, the whole thing looks very well cared for.
The roses are bright red, too.
Now, aren't roses normally that color?
Exactly.
Exactly, so they're doing... Fitz must be doing something to get actual roses instead of whatever is happening with all this flora and fauna around here.
A little pond.
It looks really, really deep for some reason.
Oh, does that go to the...
See those metal bars around the edges, too?
Oh yeah. What do you suppose they're for?
Nothing anymore. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered to fix it.
They're in the front room. Yeah, there's a giant aquarium. So I wonder if these are connected. I'm certain these are connected. They have to be. But something got let out.
That's one big dragonfly.
Or one very small dragon.
I think that's all we're gonna find in here. A couple of egg shapes here.
More egg statues.
I don't get it. Why eggs?
Well, either they have some special significance,
We are seeing a lot of bird
or the sculptor was just really lazy.
imagery and
What
stuff.
do you mean?
An egg has got to be the easiest shape to make. More egg statues.
I don't get
Well,
it.
an egg has got to be the...
Okay. Made our way there. Let's try here. Oh. Still need to do something here. I'll try that again in a minute. Oh. She reminds me of, I think of the boss's name from Mario RPG up in the Nimbus land. Valentina.
Oh, just beautiful.
I bet those are
What
sleeves. I don't think
is
she actually has feather or wings.
Sort of a delicate jade, but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
Sorry?
Your hair, dear! Which shade do you use? It's lovely! In that shape, you're really pushing the envelope.
Oh, thanks. I do what I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Penny Pointer, pleasure.
Is that short for Penelope?
Yeah.
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with all 4 syllables of it. Penelope sounds a little ostentatious coming out of the mouth, don't you think?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
20-something, Aquarius, love to travel, and nearly all of my friends are birds.
Travel? Where to?
Anywhere at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
And have you studied the birds here at Tangle Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my love of the field? No matter where I go, I always find myself coming home to Tangle Tower.
Because of the birds.
Oh, no, because of him! Silly to admit, but I suppose I can't bear for us to be apart.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé, dear Fitz.
Fitz?
He's not really the traveling type, you see.
Wait,
Fitz fellow.
The very one.
You're engaged to a member of the Fellow family? That's interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our 2 families. Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether.
I find that a little shocking because I could have sworn he and Poppy were a thing.
I awoke early and headed down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there, crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That, and he has a great deal of work to do every day, watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
So, you stayed with Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon, he went back inside. Rather suddenly, as it happens.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the aviary to feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Officially 4, but in truth it's more like 400.
Can they not feed themselves?
Of course, and they often do. But I think they just like the company. As do I.
So we know Fitz was with Poppy in the early afternoon yesterday in the Moon Garden. So, yep, that's strange.
Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower. I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too. I told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Flora's tower room. We could see from the hallway. The door was off its hinges. I knew then something was terribly wrong. A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya. Uncle Pointer was there. Fitz, too, standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Okay.
Isn't he strapping?
He is big.
And so brooding.
Kinda sulky, yeah.
I can never tell what's going on in that beautiful head of his.
It just sounds like you don't know him very well.
I don't
Yeah.
remember asking for your input. Oh, did you talk to Poppy already?
Yeah, a little bit.
And did you make any notes of what she told you?
Yeah, I did.
Lovely. Burn them. It'll all be lies.
What?
Why would Poppy lie to us?
Because that's what she does. She's a snake. Looks like one, too.
Don't you think you're being a little unfair, Penny?
She started it.
Cousin War? See what she has to say about Freya.
She'd sit in the aviary, first thing in the morning, and paint the birds. Sometimes she'd ask me their names.
Freya was interested in studying bird species too?
No, just wanted to know their names. Isabelle, Clementine, Myrtle, Lysandre, Genevieve.
Got it, thanks.
For my 21st birthday, she gave me a framed painting. All the birds from a single spring, with their names written underneath. I can't begin to tell you how much I've treasured it.
Sounds like you two were close.
I feel like I always struggled to articulate my admiration for her, but she had a way of understanding unspoken things.
Freya doesn't have any enemies. This is bizarre.
There used to be all kinds of birds here at Tangle Tower. The most fascinating breeds, all totally unique.
Used to be? There are birds all over the place.
Most of them are rather ordinary, I'm afraid.
What happened to the non-ordinary ones?
That is a very good question. I can't decide what's worse. How she looks here, or how she looks now.
Yeah, it
Do you know
is.
who this is? In the photo?
Oh, absolutely no idea.
It's Poppy. That's gotta be Poppy. Alright.
We can get into Penny's room now.
Now, like, right now?
Let's see if we can look at anything here.
My little writing desk. It's kind of cute.
There's nothing written in the book, although someone's torn a page out of the middle. Check out that butterfly.
Looks evil.
Wow, judgmental.
A rather magnificent bush. Somewhat cruelly confined to a stone pot.
There's a letter P carved into the side.
What's those little windows down there?
I think they're there for draining rainwater.
Oh,
I don't like mirrors. They steal your soul.
how do you get your hair so symmetrical without using a mirror?
I do it by weight. I can feel if one side is heavier than the other.
An especially fancy cage.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
Wait. Isn't she in charge of 4? I thought she said she was responsible for 4. The one on her head? No, that can't be.
Bird diagrams. Hand painted.
They're beautiful. Someone really knows their stuff.
Let's check her room. Oh, wow. What is that?
That's some flower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
Brightly colored flower with an unusual shape, looks very healthy and well looked after. The soil in the pot looks fresh and moist. It's also an unusual blue color.
It's a birdhouse.
Seeing anything that looks overtly like a puzzle in here.
Are those real
Oh.
birds?
Here we go.
Nope. They're wooden.
They're using up all the perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
Swap the positions of the 7 birds. Okay. I'm seeing that their eyes are in varying degrees of closed. Let's do... Wait. Here. No, you there. Oh.
Nope. There must be some logic to how the birds are arranged. Something to do with those white lines.
Oh, okay. White lines. This shape matches this shape here. These two kind of go together. Like that. See, these two are this. These two are this. These two are this. Let's try that.
I got it.
Yes.
I'm impressed. Did the door open? What's in there?
Now I'll get her. A ripped piece of paper crumpled into a ball. Red flower petals were found inside. Oh, messages angrily scrawled onto the paper. Now I'll get her. This looks like the rose petals from the Moonlight Garden. I think she knows. I think she knows Poppy is moving in on her man. I don't think she has a horse in the race at all, but...
Let's see. Romance novels, detective novels, and
What?
this one appears to be both.
Nice.
Okay.
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them.
Okay, nothing particular.
A little tea set. Looks recently used.
One of the cups has tea in it.
What's in the other one?
Birdseed.
Ooh. Alright. Go up to the top now. This must be the... Yeah, this guy. Astronomy Tower.
There's something kinda disappointing about this room. I just expected a bit more from an astronomy tower.
Oh, does it not compare to all the other astronomy towers you've been to?
Shh, listen. Do you hear them? The stars. They're whispering. So quiet and yet So loud.
Okay.
What are they whispering about? Are they spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance. We are but specks of dust, you and I.
Mm-hmm. Could this speck of dust start by telling me his name?
You find yourself standing in the Astronomy Tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Well observed, my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
I don't think that's
Helpful.
true. I thought this was like a weird haircut at first, but it looks like he just has a book on his head.
Me? Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return, nor would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool. Tell the cosmos I say hi.
Okay.
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the Astronomy Tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening.
Oh?
I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening, but at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
No, he's not wrong. Alright, we do have to go talk to Poppy, though. First, let's see if there's any puzzles.
That's all the statements.
Let's go over them all.
Later.
You know, I've always wanted one of those.
A mechanical solar system? What would you do with it?
I would look at it.
Ooh, yes.
Wait a minute. Earth in the middle, sun on the outside. How old is this thing?
Rotate the 5 planets and the sun and the moon around the middle. Are we making a shape here? Oh, okay. I'm seeing the lines. Sun must be pointing this way. The opposite direction. Like that, I think. Something like that. A smaller one here. Maybe this one. Yes, okay. I see what we're doing now. Here, likely. So if we... Okay, so the moon's in the right spot. The sun is not. The sun will need to be here-ish. But let's do this and get the moon correct. Like they need to be this side. There in the corners. Yes! There.
That's the one.
Hey, not bad. Did you hear that? Something unlocked.
There's a little hatch underneath. What's in there?
A bunch of paper. Looks like somebody's research.
Oh, a bug. Golden beetle. Various research notes and diagrams. The golden beetle, named for its exoskeleton composed of a mineral approximately 90% identical to gold, has a lifespan of several years. It fends off predators with a loud hiss. Records of over 95 decibels, and by being completely undigestible. The misted has a somewhat spurious reputation for causing ill fortune to those that see it. Records of over 95 decibels? Is that... I'm gonna look that up. Is that loud? My internet's been so slow today. Decibel chart. Come on, Google. Yeah, I'll just wait for that to load. But I feel like that's loud. A loud hiss. All right.
Every astronomy tower needs a telescope.
I want to try.
Ooh. Oh, he has a perfect
It's the
view.
tower opposite this one. You can see right into Flora's room.
Not by accident.
I can see Flora, but she's not looking this way. She's looking up.
Can we look up?
Behind her is the backside of the easel holding Freya's unfinished painting. I can't really see anything behind it. Not from this angle.
Wait, no.
It's that little plant Flora keeps on the window ledge.
Yeah, there's... Something strikes me about the fact that there were two in the painting and there's not one here now.
Don't you think it would fall off? In the wind.
Right?
Maybe it's glued down.
There was one here.
I can see the doorway. It leads into the hall. The door itself is on the floor, knocked off its hinges.
I don't know if there's anything remarkable up here.
Is that a window?
I think it is.
Is there another room above Flora's room?
We should check that next time we're over there.
Yes, I agree.
It's the tower opposite this one.
I mean, her bed's got to be somewhere, right?
Isn't this supposed to be an astronomy telescope? I'm pretty sure you need to see the sky for astronomy to work.
I can't move it. I think this is just how it's set up.
Oh. What? So that telescope only looks at the one across... That's weird.
It's a chart of the solar system. Which planet are you from, Sally?
Pretty.
Okay, I think that's it.
A bell jar. It's empty.
What do people normally keep in bell jars?
Other than bells, you mean?
We need to go talk to Poppy here. I think we know enough now that this is her suspicion.
I need to confirm something with you, Poppy.
Confirm away.
What can you tell us about this cassette tape? Is it yours?
It belongs to Freya. She liked to have music playing while she was painting, you know.
And do you know what kind of music is on this tape?
No idea.
Piano.
Is it jazz?
It's piano music. Sounds an awful lot like your music, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Sure it doesn't belong to you?
Why are we even talking about this? Cassette tapes have been redundant for a good few years now.
The tape was found at the crime scene. It was in the gramophone.
It's not mine. I'd never own anything like that.
Why not?
Yes.
Not my color.
You used to like these colors? Yeah, you used to like these colors.
You used to like these colors.
Ridiculous.
We need a clue to compare with the cassette tape. Something that proves Poppy used to like these colors.
Yeah, that photo.
Let's take a closer look at this.
Ooh, okay. Okay, so this is... Oh, okay. Okay, that's not found at the crime scene. Found at the crime scene matches. The pink cassette tape. Okay. Used by not Fifi. That was found in Poppy's room. Oh, the full old photo. Used by Poppy in this old photo. Pink cassette tape. So it doesn't matter what. Oh, a message on the tape? Crack. We're going with the pink cassette tape because we're just matching pink. The pink cassette player used by Poppy in this photo.
The pink cassette tape found at the crime scene matches the pink cassette player used by Poppy in this old photo.
That is not me.
Yeah, it is. I'll prove it.
Oh.
You look a little different, but Fifi and Freya are pretty recognizable. It's clearly a photo of you with your two best friends. Why'd you tear it up? And then hide it?
I think the answer is pretty straightforward.
Poppy hates Fifi. No, Poppy doesn't want to look like that anymore.
Poppy doesn't want to look like that anymore.
That's it.
Yep.
Makes this whole thing seem kind of irrelevant.
Maybe. It depends on the reason.
The reason she doesn't want to look like that anymore?
The passage of time is a powerful thing.
Hold on. This means that pink cassette tape does belong to you, Poppy.
It used to. I recorded some piano music onto it and gave it to Freya as a gift. Years ago.
Freya could have easily been listening to this tape at the exact moment she was killed. There's gotta be a connection between the tape, the gramophone, and the murder.
Yeah.
There's one other thing I want to know. How did it get that crack down the middle?
I have no idea.
Alright. Oh, there's something over here. Wait, how do we get here? Oh, this is the boat. Okay, never mind. What is the... Oh, okay.
That's all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up.
To see if anyone's been lying.
That too.
Fitz and I were up in the Moonlight Garden most of the afternoon.
Most of the
I
afternoon.
heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. So I made Fitz kick down the door.
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall.
But In the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs.
I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared.
I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi.
I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room.
Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it, until the someone began shouting at me.
Eventually, she let me in.
I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library.
He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me.
I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower.
I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry.
I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
Yeah.
I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter.
We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs.
I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path.
Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her.
Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too.
Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did.
A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya.
Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting.
She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes.
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance.
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
That's disappointing.
Okay.
What is?
All the statements line up with each other.
There is something
Don't
we
just
are
line
missing.
up. Some of them even seem to specifically confirm each other.
When Felix was telling his story, he mentioned he heard someone run down the stairs and he ignored it. And then it wasn't until the second person was coming down the stairs and he popped out and it was Poppy. So my guess is whoever was in that running down the stairs first, and the only two people who were on that side of the building at the time, besides this lady here, these three were the only ones who were past his door, basically. I mean, who could have come down the stairs past Felix's door? Everybody else was... Yeah, because Poppy already came downstairs. I guess Fiona technically could have also run past the door. Unless he's the murderer. Who knows? I doubt that. Okay. I don't know. So we did that. What's next here? Professor Pointer. Oh, nope, the room up here. We're going there. There is a room up here. Attic. Yes?
Just dusty junk.
Where's that light coming from?
Well, it's just daylight, I think. There's a decent gap between those floorboards.
Oh. The knife was dropped from above?
Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is?
Yeah,
Is that what I
it
think
is. I have to wait till it comes in clear?
Is that what I
Yeah,
think
okay.
it is?
Oh, that's sus. What is this?
What
Fishing
is
line?
that?
Not sure. Some kind of reel?
Oh,
Looks like it might attach to something.
They, I don't know. The only person who has rage at the moment is Penelope. She's the only one that has beef with someone, so I don't, that's more geared toward Poppy. This could explain why the knife wasn't found at the scene. It's because it was reeled back up. Coiled around the reel is a length of fine red rope. But if the perpetrator was up here, how did the blood get on the canvas?
Just dusty junk.
Dusty junk.
Someone painted out the window.
Do you think it was done recently?
No idea. Either way, it's pretty suspicious. What's in that little box? I bet it's bones. A skull, at least.
You know, maybe I won't open it. It's a statue standing up straight.
You know, there's a name for that.
I know.
A werewolf.
It's not quite as dusty as everything else up here.
Oh.
Also, it's not a statue. It's stuffed.
Oh, a stuffed wolf.
It's a jar.
Werewolf.
The head screws off.
Huh.
Okay. That's all we needed to find here?
Where's that light coming from?
It's just daylight. There's a decent gap between those.
That's very sus. Wants us to go talk to this guy again. Wait, I do want to look at this right here and see if we... I want to look at the symbols and see if we can see anything from them.
I'm still not sure about this thing.
Should we take another look?
Yeah, let's take a quick... Bell. Okay. So there's like 4 objects and everything is like... ink blopped. We know this technically kind of corresponds with Poppy. The bird's definitely with Penelope. But the lips and the bell? Like, I'm curious if like each person has one of these symbols refers to them and like they have some kind of ink blot thing that we have to put in here, but yeah, it doesn't seem like this puzzle can be solved yet.
Come back later.
Alright, we need to go talk to this guy. Let's see. Golden beetle.
So, we found some research. What's up with this golden beetle? Is this something you're studying?
Oh.
I can't help you, I'm afraid. I think it must be something left behind by a previous inhabitant of Tangle Tower. I'm not the first scientist to ever walk these halls, you know.
Well, it wasn't in the halls. It was in your Astronomy Tower.
Oh, guilty or something. Oh, we could show that sheet music to Poppy as well. Oh, and this crumpled paper to Penelope. Stuff. Anything about the harp statue?
A very old statue indeed. I'd recommend you leave it well alone.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
The poor fellow's in bad enough shape as it is.
We'll talk about Freya.
Nobody could deny her talent. She was remarkable, artistically gifted, but also highly intelligent.
Those two things aren't mutually exclusive, you know.
Was she ever interested in astronomy?
I don't think she was. The fault may well lie with me for failing to inspire her. But I think she was captivated by more tangible things here on Earth. My daughter loved her. Fiona, too. That said, in the last year or so, more and more I've begun to notice her by herself, wandering the gardens at the most peculiar hours. She must have explored every inch of the grounds 100 times over.
Oh, what did she find?
Spirit, I think. I'm surprised she chose to live at Tangle Tower as long as she did.
What did you accidentally find, Freya? Oh, no.
I don't especially want to talk about myself. Introspection often leads to vanity.
Wait, does it?
Why don't we discuss the moons of Jupiter instead?
I'm not sure if we have time. Aren't there like 10 of them?
83.
Yeah, we don't have time.
I think all I can think of to talk to him about. Let's go.
There's something about Pointer's astronomy
Yeah.
habits. Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
Oh, okay. Suspicion.
So,
Here we go.
Professor, what interests you about astronomy exactly?
It's not a matter of being interested. Once you expand your mind to the wider universe, it cannot be unexpanded.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been an astronomer?
I really don't like to give exact values unless I'm sure I can quantify them.
Convenient.
Why do you ask me these things?
I have a theory about you, Professor.
Oh? Go on.
You're suspicious. You're trying to get a planet named after yourself. You're not really interested in astronomy at all. Yeah.
You're not really interested in astronomy at all.
What could you possibly mean by that?
I think you're interested in a slightly different field of research.
Oh, beetle.
I don't have time for tiny, insignificant insects. My studies focus only on the inconceivably large and the unimaginably far away.
Right. That's why you like using your telescope so much.
Yes, naturally. My little portal into another world.
Yeah, about that.
It doesn't actually. It's trying to hide. Was on top of. Was actually looking at. Winter's telescope. Actually looking at. And not up at the sky. Crime scene.
Pointer's telescope was actually looking at the crime scene and not up at the sky.
First, you accuse me of being a lowly entomologist. Now you're accusing me of, what, spying?
Are you spying?
Why would I need to spy on Flora?
Why? Because you lost your golden beetle specimen, and it's made you paranoid. You think somebody stole it from you.
Might
So the
not
golden
have been
beetle
Flora
exists?
you were spying on. Might have been freya.
It's a very precious specimen, incredibly rare, valuable in ways you could never understand. Freya was always sneaking around, both towers and in the gardens too. She was definitely up to something.
So, this next question is important. You were looking to Flora's room around the time of the murder. Did you witness the crime, Professor?
No, I didn't. When I looked into the room, Flora was already lying on the floor.
Flora? You mean Freya?
No, Flora. She was lying by the window. I couldn't see Freya at all. It was fairly dark, and the telescope isn't at a very good angle. That's why I decided to head over there myself. I needed to know what was going on.
This changes your statement, doesn't it?
No, everything I told you in my statement was true.
Apart from the reason you left your tower in the first place.
Right.
He couldn't see Flora because Flora was on the ground on the other side of the painting. What did we see about that beetle? They heard, these two heard a very sharp noise, something they couldn't describe. The beetle. It fends off predators with a loud hiss. Records of over 95 decibels. So someone got the beetle. Right, I still haven't... Let's see if Google's loading for me. 95 decibels loud. Chart. Here we go. Oh, okay. A whisper is at 30 decibels. Vacuum cleaners around 70. Hair dryers, blenders, and power tools are 90. So it's between a hair dryer and a motorcycle. Very loud, dangerous over 30 minutes. So it's very loud. Okay. So if the beetle made a very loud hiss, is that loud enough to shatter glass? Right? Because the paint bottles were broken. But what would that do? It wouldn't knock her out. It wouldn't knock them out. Unless it surprised her and she fell backwards, but she didn't trip on anything. And it, whatever it was dropped Flora to her. She dropped to the ground too. She didn't... She was like leaning against, like sitting. It didn't fall to the floor, but let's... I want to ask her about the sheet music. Piano?
It's one of those big pianos with
Don't touch it.
Why
Don't touch
not?
it.
Might be haunted.
It'd be haunted. Yeah.
Yeah, it's mine.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
Okay.
Do
A
you
loot
know where
statue in
those
the garden.
earmuffs came from?
I put them there.
Why?
I found them lying around. I think they belong to Fitz. I put them on the statue so he'd see them. I thought they looked like headphones. Like he's in the recording studio with his guitar. No?
If they do belong to Fitz, he hasn't taken them back yet. When did you find them?
This morning.
This
Where?
morning?
I don't know, in a hallway. I can't remember exactly.
Okay.
Is that a gardening trowel?
Yeah. I think it belongs to Fitz.
Really? Huh. Never seen him use it.
Is that from... Okay, so the overt displays of affection, the PP plus FF on the tree outside, this prowl, probably gifts from Penelope, who he's pretty much ignoring, it seems. Gramophone?
It was my mother's originally.
It was
So
her mother's?
why is it up in Flora's room?
Yeah, why is it up there?
He just gets the most use out of it.
Aw.
Freya would borrow it too sometimes. I think everybody sees something different.
Did Freya ever tell you what she saw in it?
Not exactly. She said something about it being from a recurring nightmare.
Ooh.
Sorry, but if it was from a nightmare, why would you paint it and leave it in front of your bed?
Maybe she wanted to take control of it. Giving something a physical form can make it easier to deal with. Well, sometimes.
Alright, do you know anything about this
We
beetle?
get some weird insects around here. But I've never seen one like that.
I'm not sure anyone has.
Freya might have. She used to keep beetles in a box in her room.
Oh yeah, she had that box.
Why?
For fun, obviously.
Okay, I want to check with... Can't hit any suspicions yet, but let me ask about the trowel.
Oh, did Fitz show you that?
Not exactly.
We found it hidden under his bed.
Ah, right.
Ah, it was from her. This
Yes,
flower.
It's my, my flower.
You don't like it?
I'm no good at caring for plants. I forget to water them. Birds are much easier. They're a lot more vocal when they get thirsty.
Do you at least like the look of the flower?
The look?
The colors? The shape of it?
Between you and me, I think it's a little vulgar.
Okay.
That's rather strange now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
We found it in your room.
Just lying around, was it?
Nope. You hit it.
but
We found it.
We do that.
Who's the her in the message? And what's the deal with the petals?
It's really none of your business.
But yeah, her rage is more directed at Poppy, right? She knows, I think she knows that Poppy and Fitz are a thing. I don't know.
Lovely.
Oh, birds in
I must
cages.
say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you. Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let
But
them
where's
out
the
to
fourth
fly
one?
Occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
Okay.
I've already forgotten all three of those names.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
Okay.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? It's just my hat. It
Oh,
doesn't have a name.
not actually a
What made
bird.
their hat?
Then where's the fourth one? You said you cared for 4 birds. Girl. Oh, that means I want to ask Felix about his model here. Yeah, realizing I can actually show people stuff to ask about changes the game. We're a little bit over time too, so we're just gonna do these couple here.
Ah, you found it.
Sure did.
What do you think, huh? I had to rush the final touches a little bit.
What is the bird?
It turned out all right, though.
What's it supposed to be?
It's Flora, of course.
Yeah, that's Flora.
Surrounded by all her favorite people.
Oh, okay, so it's not her family. It's her favorite people. Oh, wait a minute. Then who is... Wait, he's got green... he has a green beard. No, come back. Who is... This guy has a blue beard. But she and, Freya. Her name is Freya. Freya get along. We don't know anything about this bird. And who is this blue-bearded dude? And I want to show him the
I've
model.
been carving for a couple of years now. I was hopeless when I started, but it didn't take me long to master it, as you can
Master.
see.
Do you paint them yourself too?
I do indeed. Freya kindly taught me the basics. Nowadays, I can make just about anything I can imagine. Of course, this particular model is a self-portrait based on hard fact.
Hard fact, huh? So, you own a sword, Felix?
Of course. I own a great many. But my weapons are stored well away from Tangle Tower.
Where they are.
Safety first and all that.
Okay. We could ask Fitz about these couple of things. Anything
What's
about the
this
golden beetle?
all about? Some kind of rare jewel?
I'm pretty sure the research is about a real insect.
If it's made of gold, then it's made of gold.
Okay. Oh, and we can ask Fiona about what we get from her room.
A flower.
Yeah, it's a flower. We found it in Penny's room.
Okay.
Mean anything to you?
Why would it?
Come on.
I don't really go into Penny's room or anywhere in Pointer Tower. I just don't have a reason to.
Any idea who this is?
No idea.
You do know. Okay, this one.
This is a good example of how things work.
I mix that soil here in the greenhouse. It's made with water from the lake.
And it makes the fruit grow all shiny and gem-stony?
Sometimes. You never really know what's going to happen.
And what do you do with this shiny and edible fruit?
You look at it.
Okay.
This is yours, Fitz?
Yeah.
Do you use it?
I
Nope.
keep all my tools in the greenhouse.
No,
That wasn't
nope.
what she asked.
That's basically his round way saying, nope, I don't. I'm gonna
I've
think
seen
about the beetle.
beetles with brightly colored shells, metallic shells even. They're relatively common, especially around here. There's a difference between that and actual gold.
It can't be actual gold. Gold is just inside the earth or whatever. You can't make it. That's called alchemy. It was a whole thing.
Okay.
Freya's best work, in my opinion.
Oh.
Although, the photo doesn't carry the same energy as the real thing.
What do you think it's a painting of?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the subject matter? What's that big red thing?
Oh, I don't think it's that kind of painting. Wait, those
these
are
yours?
mine. The earmuffs.
They are his.
They went missing about a week ago.
What do you need
A
earmuffs
week
for?
ago.
I use them for gardening sometimes.
Why? You don't own a chainsaw, do you?
No. I wear them while I'm gardening, and it stops people from trying to talk to me.
That's genius.
They went missing, so someone borrowed them, maybe? Probably whoever had the beetle. Can't imagine that noise would be fun to listen to.
Paints are different to flowers.
I'd say so, yeah.
At any time, flowers can bloom with perfect, faultless colors. Red, blue, white. With paint, once you've tainted a color by mixing it with others, not even the most skilled painter can return it to its pure form.
Okay. Well. Fiona about her diary.
A book. My book.
Your book.
And what's in it?
Pages.
Does she know about
Now
the beetle?
This is interesting. Where did you find it?
In the Astronomy Tower.
And yet, it does not concern the field of astronomy.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you could even say that entomology is the exact opposite of astronomy.
Yeah. You could.
I would not say that, however.
Oh. You wouldn't?
No, it would be quite naive. To study science in any field is to study the connections between all matter in the universe, living or inanimate.
I love that this game is fully voiced.
Who is that in the photo?
I'm quite sure that I have no idea.
Mm-hmm. Sheet music.
An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for her.
Mm-hmm.
Why's that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details, and I am not forthcoming enough to ask.
You two are friends, right?
We are, yes.
But...
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my company.
Is it anything to do with Freya?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere.
Fitz. Okay, let's take that back to Poppy's
There's
room.
something about that diary we found in Fifi's room. Something suspicious.
Oh.
Let's ask her about it.
In a minute. Ooh, something suspicious about the diary. So I shot that episode yesterday, so hope I
There's
remember.
a name, you know. Sheet music.
It's only a few.
It's been framed though.
Okay,
Must be
maybe it's not
important
for this
some
piano.
reason.
Maybe it's for a different piano. All right, I guess let's ask Fiona about her secrets. Look at the item first before I question her. Secret diary. It's locked with a strange metal device. Maybe that's what's strange about it, is that it's super secret locked.
Is this your diary, Fifi? We found it in your bedroom.
Of course it is mine. Ridiculous question.
Why is it locked up like that?
You seriously require an explanation. Very well. A fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10
So, there are secrets written in here?
This particular diary is unused.
Oh, yeah?
It doesn't look unused.
Yeah. No, it's got to be her diary.
It's Fifi's diary, and she has written in it.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh.
Me neither.
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't
It's
look
not hers.
unused.
Someone else's diary. Or it's not a diary at all.
It's not a diary at all.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, it is someone else's
Me
diary.
neither.
This particular
It
diary...
doesn't look unused.
It's somebody else's.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It is kept in my bedroom. It is mine.
We need a clue to compare with the diary. Something to prove who the original owner was.
Secret diary. Has a star on it. This has a star on it, but does that mean anything? Thing I can think of. Let's go with the star. Freya. Probably recorded the music. Freya gave the tape to her as a gift. The tape seems to have received a crack.
That's not it.
Okay. Nope. Something to compare directly with the duck. I don't know. Oh, this page?
That's not it.
Ah, that looks like the same color paper. Oh, where's the other photo? There it is. Right there.
Let's take a closer look at this.
Didn't realize that was there that whole time. Didn't even notice. This blue book is same thing as Secret Diary.
This blue book is the same thing as the secret diary, but was lost by Fifi.
No, oh shoot, I forgot to change that last one.
Maybe just...
Which proves it belongs to Freya.
This blue book is
There we
the
go.
same thing as the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya.
You were hiding Freya's diary in your room, and you kept it locked, too.
Why would I do either of these things?
Yeah, why would you? Oh, okay. Freya was always suspicious of... Okay. Destroyed. Thought there wasn't. Didn't want anyone to see personal secrets. Oh, maybe Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets in Freya's diary.
Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Is this true, Fifi?
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something...
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way. By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
Innocence?
Might be easier if you just let us read the diary, Fifi.
Yeah.
Very well. I will open it. However, as you read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most wise person I have ever known.
Alright, Fifi unlocked the diary.
Oh no, I hate to do this to you
Finally.
guys.
What's in there?
But that's where we're going to end this. So thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in the next one.
Freya was definitely up to something.
Something to do with the statue in the garden, I think.
Maybe we should go back and check. And we could have missed something.